Okay, evening all. Just another progress report on my US Airborne for bolt action. Carrying on from the last video, these are the two squads that came in the Band of Brothers box set with a second lieutenant and his two attendants, the sniper team that I built and showed off last time, and the Sherman that's painted up. I've got the MMG team done, just need to dry brush the base, put that third man on there. Oops. With a tiny conversion. I didn't want him just looking through binoculars like every other kind of third guy on the team. So I've took a rifle arm, cut it down at the wrist and used the officer's kind of pistol hand to give him a pistol. Stuck these two branches on to provide some cover. I'm quite happy with how that's turned out. I was a bit unsure about putting three guys on one base, but I think it's worked. So that is technically the contents for the US from the Band of Brothers box set done, with the extra conversion of the sniper added, and obviously the Sherman. But as I mentioned, I think 2 videos ago, I picked up the US Airborne support group box, so I've been painting that too. So take out the second lieutenant, stick him in the back. I've got a new, maybe slightly more dynamic looking lieutenant. Just to excuse a few of the chips and things. Some of the spray varnish seems to take off tiny bits of paint occasionally. So I'm just going to go through all of these and kind of tidy them up. That's given me a new second lieutenant. I have a medic team built. This guy with a casualty. Got the red cross on him, with a gruesome wound on this guy's neck. Decided to build a team of medics. I think I mentioned that before. Just so it gives me the option to play with these guys. The red crosses on these helmets are all hand drawn and everything. I'm quite pleased with how they came out. Fairly straight. And this guy, who I just finished today because so he's got a bit of more work to do on him. When I finished painting this guy and took him off the blue tack on the base, somehow, just twisting him gently, I managed to shear him off at the ankle. So he's actually got a repaired ankle. It's not a very good job, especially on the inside, but this is my first ever pinning job. Drilled out down into the foot and up through the leg and stuck a paper clip in there, and it seems to have come out. It seems to have returned back to pretty much normal, but I'm happy with him. Just finished his base off today to tidy him up. So that's given me a medic team. I'll try and keep this moving actually, it's going to take forever else. I have a bazooka team. 2 men on a 40mm base. Happy with these guys. Over there. We have a light mortar team. 2 men for paratroopers. The light mortar. We have a medium mortar. Again, I'll do a proper video with these guys when I've got the tufts and grass on them. A spotter for that. Medium mortar. A HQ team. So this is a radio operator and the kind of major looking guy, and then just an extra standard sprue, a standard model, sorry, from the US Airborne sprues, just as a third man. Don't think I'm ever really going to use a HQ stand with a captain or a major necessarily in the size of games I'm going to get, but I thought it'd be nice to make it. And then this chap, this M8 Greyhound. This was a nightmare. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it down to 1/4 of an inch. I had to cut it do I think Nick from British Legion mentioned this, that he found his kit easier than I did for this, but I managed to get the back together, managed to get all the wheels at least in, but this plastic just melted away. Got the wheels on, aligned them, just teased them back out slightly to kind of make space for some glue, and just with the few seconds out of the glue being on to push the wheels back on was a mess. They just melted away into gunge, and I'd take the wheels off, snip off all the axles and just kind of glue them straight on. But they've come out okay. Quick paint job, I'm happy with it. You might notice the one odd thing, get close up, is this turret, because that's not the proper turret. I'm sorry, not the proper barrel. That's a cocktail stick. This is the other nightmare I had with it. Putting the barrel in, thought I was happy with it, and then realised I hadn't pulled the barrel far enough out because it was so tightly jammed into this piece. Gave it another pull and it snapped off. So I glued it back on, and then while I was finishing this off painting, I knocked it and it came off again. It's too thin to really pin. Like I said, I've only just had one bit of experience trying to pin things, so gave up on that, trimmed it off, whittled down a bit of cocktail stick, stuck it in, painted it up. Job's a good one. It's not as long as it would normally be, and it's not as thin, thinly tapered, but from 3 feet you wouldn't tell the difference. So I'm happy with that. One thing I forgot to mention actually, these two guys, these two medics, the one that's sheared and the Snealing one, are from Artisan Designs from North Star, but they fit in nicely. But yeah, from humble beginnings of that Band of Brothers set, I'm now got quite a large force on the go. And this is all because the German sprues went in the core box. I decided to push on with these guys. I've got a few artillery pieces upstairs that I've just started on, and a Jeep, so I should have those done soon. And then I might eventually actually get onto the Germans, or the terrain. Just picked up, I finished off 8 of these fences I showed off a few weeks ago. I just need to dry brush the mud on these guys and put some details on, but they were quick enough to make. I've got a big handful of those. Took about an hour to do 8 of those, making them and then slapping the paint on. So yeah, just a quick update. Apologies for the light. I'm trying to do this before the sun dies. Yeah, I hope everyone's well. I'll do another update soon when I get a chance. Been very busy a few weeks and very stressful at work. So just trying to work on these when I've got 10-15 minutes here and there. Although that is making me be really efficient with that time. Clearly I got a lot done since the last video. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll speak to you soon.